I've resigned from my jobs and pivoted so many times over my nursing and business career. I used to feel ashamed of these pivots and secretly suspected there was something wrong with me, until I realized I've learned a lot along the way and accumulated more skills than my peers from this multiple quitting. Today, I shamelessly share my many resignations, the failures I've encountered, and 10 lessons for nurses thinking of quitting. And in case you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to follow this up with a disclaimer on the value of hard work and staying in the same place for many years, even when things are not working, I'm not. So this is for my fellow rebels, but before we dive in, hit that subscribe and like button. I started off in healthcare in 2010, and by 2011, I had begun my nursing career. After I finished my bachelor's in nursing, I decided I needed something to open my mind further. So I did a master's in public health. What a reason for doing a master's. Anywho, I did it, and in hindsight, I do wish I had done a master's in business administration instead. At that stage though, I didn't know that I was so entrepreneurial. My first biggest resignation was after I hit burnout. I had no clue what it was. I thought I was having a quarter life crisis where I simply decided to quit my job, and I went ahead and did so without even telling my family or loved ones. They were so shocked at what I had done. I even wanted to quit nursing entirely, and I made a lot of drastic changes. The first thing I did was I sold my car, downsized entirely, moved interstate, and started doing travel nursing. This is where I first came into contact with nurse consulting, because I would have healthcare providers say to me, you were a nurse manager, can you do this and this and this for us? So then that's how I started knowing about and just doing nurse consulting. Travel nursing gave me the opportunity to rest and disconnect from having a full-on leadership role where I was always switched on call. And I remember I always had this sense of always putting out fires. Even though I was working for a great organization, I had a great team, and I loved the facility so much. Still, after I hit burnout, I just could not continue going. And with travel nursing, I remember just really trying to work and live in areas that were close to the beach so that I could be by the water. And it was so soothing, healing. I learned a lot about myself being away from home and just doing life. I grew up with this sense of wanting to achieve and do my best and make my mother proud. In hindsight, it made me make decisions with the primary focus of pleasing other people rather than thinking of what I wanted or what I needed. But during that time, I gave myself permission to not have it all together. And even when people used to ask me, oh, what are you up to? I'll be like, I don't know. I'm just lifing right now. I spent a lot of my time in personal development. In fact, this is when I fell in love with the world of personal development. I would consume podcasts and YouTube videos on how to build a business, morning routine, healthy habits, and all these amazing things. And I also discovered Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek. Oh my goodness, it blew my mind. That book really showed me what other people were doing with their lives, and I didn't want to waste another day feeling stuck anymore. I then started a blog and I was writing about different topics, primarily personal routine, morning routine, habits, and just encouraging people. And that led to a YouTube channel, which is this YouTube channel. It's actually 6 years old, and when I watch the first videos, I cringe, but you guys have the benefit of going back and watching my very first video. Oh my gosh, we've come a long way. So I started learning how to create videos, and I was filming with my phone. Even right now, I'm filming with my phone. And it was such a steep but exciting learning curve. I then decided that I was qualified enough to teach people about how to build businesses, how to take their idea from scratch and build a business. I decided that I was qualified enough to teach people to do what I had never done. So I recorded a whole course, and it took me, I think, a month or two writing this online course and recording this course with 10 modules about how to take your idea from scratch to a profitable business. And I was selling that course for $22 or $19, and I wanted to bring in at least 1,000 sales or something per month, so that I could have a steady income online. I just wanted to prove that I could make an income apart from nursing. The course went live and 1 or 2 people bought. Apart from that, no one else bought. So I ended up opening up the course for free. Undefeated, and this is a theme I see in my life. I will never give up. I'm just one of those people that are so stubborn. I will not give up. Even if something seems to not be working, I'll find a way to pivot. So from there, guess what? I started an online platform to support women. And I started this because something sad had happened. So my little sister, my uncle's daughter, just unexpectedly passed away, and that was just so sad. And it just got me thinking. I was like, okay, how do I help women? How do I empower women and help those that are in need? So I said, okay, I'm going to start an online platform for female entrepreneurs. So that started Womanpreneur, and I was researching and creating content about how to grow on Instagram, how to market your services, and I'd never done that, by the way, but I was doing that. I've had to laugh a lot behind the scenes as I've been making this video. But yes, so Womanpreneur started, and I was interviewing different entrepreneurs and made some new connections. And it was such an exciting and amazing time. But there's a big but, no income was coming in. So I decided to design, create, and make an actual physical planner. You guys, I did what I'd never done before. I contacted a graphic designer. We made the product. He's based in Adelaide, Australia. And then I found printing companies in China, and I found out, how to order all these things and set up an online store on Shopify. And I promoted the heck out of that planner. Some of my family members and loved ones even have that planner, and they're always asking, are you gonna make another planner? We want a planner. But I underestimated how time consuming and resource consuming creating a physical product is. I learned a lot along the way, but I decided, nope, I'm not doing physical products. I made 100 sales, or probably 120 sales, and I even have a video somewhere on this channel way back about how launch day went. From there, I became disillusioned with the idea of Womanpreneur, and I started studying African history and the history of colonialism and all those things, and a passion was building up in me to help African people to know more about their history. So I started reading books by David Bezel, and he's such a fun read. David Bezel, I started reading big texts, UNESCO texts about, the history of the African civilizations and all these things. And I set up a platform. It was called Press Africa. It is called Press Africa, actually. And I started a whole new YouTube channel, and I went in professional and full steam on this YouTube channel, creating content and really bringing awareness. And I remember each YouTube video would take me like 8 hours, so maybe 2-3 days to just research the video and then start editing it. So a single video would take me a whole week to just get it out there. It was intense. But after some time, I realized I didn't like my subscribers. In fact, I can say I hated them. Not all of them. You guys, if you're watching, not all of you, but some of you. The subscribers and the comments were so mean. There was so much fighting about the validity of what I was saying, and I was like, listen, I've got a whole reference list to support what I'm saying, and here you are just posting all these mean comments. And also I started that channel out of some anger. I was like, I'm angry about the history of Africa and all these things, So then after a while, that anger was healed. So I no longer had a reason to continue with Press Africa, and it's still there. I'm probably gonna, sell it to someone who's passionate about it, because it's a powerful name and it's a really quality channel and platforms. But I stopped that. But before I stopped Press Africa, I went back to university. Like, I sound like I'm talking about someone else's life right now. I went back to university and started studying a bachelor in philosophy. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I feel sorry for my family because they've watched me go through all this journey and all these transitions, and they'll be like, what? So I studied a bachelor in philosophy. And that was amongst the best part of my life. Like, it was the ultimate uni experience. And I remember even thinking, oh, if I could go back to uni again, I'm gonna do philosophy. So no, it wasn't a bachelor's, it was a master's. I think it was bachelor. It was a bachelor's in philosophy. And it was so exciting, just giving myself permission to learn something new and just go to uni and just immerse myself. And at that time, I was also working as an assistant nurse manager and also quality coordinator for a provider, but I had negotiated part-time conditions with them. So my life really had a beautiful balance. My life really had a beautiful philosophy and nursing balance that was happening. So even, many times we think in terms of black and white, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can give yourself permission to be doing two different things that are totally unrelated. So you can be nursing and you can be full steam dancing and developing a platform for dancers. I experimented with teaching. So I actually went and started a certificate 4 in training and assessment and was teaching nursing students. I was teaching diploma of nursing, and I had 2 classes, and one of them was I had 2 classes of 25. So then I was teaching 50 students. Unfortunately, all the marking had to be done on your own time. So I taught Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays I'll be full on marking because there was a lot of marking to be done. I discovered that I'm passionate about teaching and speaking to people, and I thoroughly enjoyed just being there with my students and hearing their thoughts and just imparting the nursing knowledge and experience that I'd accumulated to them. However, I did not like the fact that I had to spend 2 full working days just doing unpaid work. If you know me well by now, I'm not a fan of unpaid or unappreciated work, unless if it's voluntary. But then this wasn't voluntary, it was something that I had to do. And then finally, I decided to go full steam in nurse consulting. Over the years, I'd dabbled in it, done it part-time, and I was like, you know what? We're going all in. And I was shocked at the results. I thought to myself, why have I never gone all in? Because within a matter of a few weeks, I had 2 amazing healthcare provider clients, and it was the beginning of an ongoing relationship where I was now excited that I was making an impact on my terms. I made my own work schedule and negotiated with my clients for remote work so that even the work that I was doing was location independent. This was nursing freedom on steroids. And if that's you sitting there thinking, I'm about to quit nursing right now, it's okay. You can quit if you want to, but you really don't have to. You can give yourself a soft quitting, so to speak. So you have one foot exploring alternative ways of nursing and another foot exploring and learning about other ways of making an income, and see how you go. You might just be shocked that all you needed in order to reorganize the way you're viewing at your nursing career right now is doing it differently and doing it on your own terms. Like, think with me for a minute. When you first started nursing, were you not passionate about your work? Were you not excited to just make a difference? Did you not enjoy just going into work and holding that client's hands, or supporting newer nurses, or delivering education and making a difference to the healthcare landscape in general? So think back to that. What if you could go back to that, but then do it within your own time with and work with the clients that you want to work with? It just changes everything. I've got 10 lessons and advice to you if you're thinking of quitting. But before we go into that, If you want to learn more about Nest Consulting, book a free consultation with me. It's actually not 10 lessons, it's actually 14. But anyway, first one, people who change jobs and more than people who stay in the same place. If you think I'm joking, Google it. When you change a job, you can increase your income by 10, 20, even 30%. But if you stay in the same place, you can only get the measly 2 to 6% every year. Knowing this fact changed the way I look at quitting. It's okay to fall in and out of love with nursing. Nursing is not a religion, it's a profession, it's a career, and it's okay to wake up one day and decide that you don't like it. I used to feel so ashamed about it, and when I remember when I first contemplated quitting nursing, I was so public about it. I was writing it on the blog, on my YouTube channel, and documenting it. So then when I was nurse consulting and doing all this nursing work, I was feeling a bit embarrassed about it, especially around my family, because they knew the amount of emotions I'd gone through because of nursing. And if you are feeling ashamed or embarrassed because you once thought of quitting, hated it, and then now you're changing your mind, don't be. It's normal. It's part of the journey. Lesson 3, too much change creates instability. This is not for you if you are a person who loves consistency. If there's one thing that has been synonymous with my life over the past 15 years, it has been change. So just be ready. Be diligent with your new venture. When I first quit my job, I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day, getting fully dressed, going to uni, and spending the whole day just researching different opportunities and different businesses and learning how to blog, how to start a YouTube channel, how to make money online. I was so diligent about it. So if you're thinking of quitting, don't go about it in a lazy way, because if you're lazy, you'll force yourself to do work that you hate doing in order to sustain your lifestyle and in order to sustain an income. But the more diligent you are and consistent about it, go full steam, then the better it will work out for you in the long run. So no slipping in, no. Experiment with soft quitting by trying some nurse consulting on the side. Getting a healthcare client is very easy. It's simply about translating your nursing expertise and experience into income. So find a healthcare provider that you can offer your skills, and you can easily start within your current network. If you're undecided about what you want to do, or you've simply really burnt out, take a few months break. There's nothing wrong with a sabbatical. Go travel nurse or agency nursing until you decide what it is you want to do. Change locations if you need to. You'll be surprised at how many new ideas come running to you when you do this. Lesson 7, change and pivoting is scary, you guys. Lean into your faith and embrace it as part of the journey. I remember over these years, if there's one thing that has kept me grounded, it's really my faith in God and reading my Bible and meditating on the Word of God regularly. Even now as I'm sitting here, my Bible is right here next to me. It's always somewhere next to me. Even when I'm sleeping at night, my Bible is right next to my pillow. It gives me that sense of direction and the ability to keep going. 8, be honest with your family, friends, and loved ones, but don't back down from your ideas and dreams. They love you, and over time they will catch on. In fact, your friends and families will become your biggest cheerleaders. Now, building a business and being home with my mom is one of the best things ever. She loves just supporting, encouraging me on, making sure I've eaten. It's a win-win. 9, if you hate your new idea or the new opportunity you got yourself into after quitting, pivot again. You're the only one keeping count. No one else is counting. Surely after listening to my experiences, give yourself permission to pivot. You're not a tree. Don't be stuck. Lesson 10, the good news is eventually, if you persist, you will find your thing. All the skills you accumulated along the way will go to good use. So again, that diligence I told you about, it pays off. 11, document your journey. You can do it on paper or digital, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or you can even have a personal and private blog. When you look back one day, it will all make sense. Like right now, I journal a lot, and I just love sitting down and reading my journals from many years ago. And did I mention that I even started writing 2 books? Yeah, after I quit my nurse manager job. Anyway, I did. So all those things, you can always look back and just laugh at yourself or just appreciate yourself and how far you've come. So write it down. Lesson 12 is so important. Be gentle and compassionate with yourself. You will fall many times, and when you do fall, get back up, dust yourself, and keep going. Whatever you do, do not quit. Your life depends on it. Lesson 13, I want you to embrace and learn the lessons. Reflect on your journey and what every career pivot or job opportunity or business idea actually taught you. When you sit down and look through the lens of wanting to learn, you will realize that there's so much gold in all the experiences that you've been through. Last lesson, if you quit nursing and later decide to come back to it, we welcome you with open arms. That's okay, no shame there. Join the club. Do like this video and remember to subscribe to my channel. If you're curious about nurse consulting and want to know how you can take your expertise and translate it into income, providing services and solving problems for healthcare providers, then book a free consultation. Link to my calendar is in the comments below. We'll see if you're a good fit for us to work together inside the Nurse Consultant Blueprint. And this is made up of amazing nurses and nurse leaders who are transitioning and becoming nurse consultants themselves. I made this video for you on why nurse leaders are quitting and the hidden cost of nurse burnout in healthcare. Be sure to watch it. You'll uncover some important gems and come out with solutions on how to solve this nurse burnout problem.